theme is the new normal and managing in the new normal, specifically in China. And it's interesting. I think a lot of business leaders came into this summer in China with certain preconceived notions about what normal looks like. And now as we head into fall, a lot of those preconceived notions have completely changed. So we're here today in this conference to really get the top business leaders together to talk about how best to navigate through this entirely new environment that we find ourselves in.
First of all, let me say that we're still, despite what's been happening in the last month or so, the stock market explosions in Tianjin, we're still extremely bullish about the Chinese market. In fact, in our most recent strategizing and budgeting sessions, we have planned for our most ambitious investment plan ever. So the key areas of focus for us will be to help clients on initiatives such as developing their data and analytics capabilities, helping them with their transformation. You might have heard that in many cases, companies are facing new challenges from new business models.
President Xi Jinping coined the new normal last year, and the background to that clearly is that China has gone through a massive amount of growth over the past many years. When I think about the new normal, I think it's important to also have the context of the fact that no other country in recent human memory has delivered the kind of growth that China has delivered. 15-fold growth in the GDP over 20 short years. The new normal is a sign of a confident China. The new normal is also a sign of the fact that China is internationalizing. And the new normal is also a sign of that China is willing to accept a slower pace of growth which is more sustainable and more diverse and more balanced.
Well, what the new normal in China is really leading is many companies, particularly in the private sector, Chinese private sector, to focus on efficiency really across the board for the first time. They've moved out of the land grab phase, and they're now realizing to stay at number one or number two in their sector, they've really got to actually create functional excellence for the first time. Trying to find the CIO in a private Chinese company, historically, it was like mission impossible. 3-4 levels down. They didn't spend money on IT. Now they're saying, we really have to up our game. We have to have scientific marketing, big data, we have to have quality supply chain, and then we need a real international organization to, often based in Hong Kong, to help us grow outside. And then the state-owned enterprises are following along. Maybe more slowly, given all of the constraints that they face. But even there, we're seeing a rising focus on efficiency to go along with the restructuring and the consolidation.
Well, I think the interesting thing from today is the new normal is a very quick phrase for what is really a tectonic shift in terms of doing business in China. You have a move to a consumer economy. You have lots of concern about who's actually managing the economic levers in Beijing, which is causing disruption. You have concerns over cybersecurity. You have China's global impact in the world. All of this is affecting strategy for doing business. So it's not an easy answer to say what is the new normal. Couple that with market volatility, you've got really a big recipe to think about when you delve into doing business in the world's second largest economy.
Our business has been built over the last 20 years or so in helping foreign companies do business in real estate in China, be that foreign investors or multinational companies looking to start up in China. And we see that trend continuing to grow. But the new norm is throwing up some other interesting opportunities for us, dealing with Chinese companies. That's Chinese companies who, on the one hand, want to get more efficient at home, and we've got techniques that can help them grow, but grow more efficiently. Whereas previously it's been about just growth rather than economic or profitable growth. And secondly, and it's a huge opportunity for us, is taking Chinese companies abroad. Both investors who want to diversify their real estate portfolios into some of the gateway markets of the world, but also corporate entities who are looking to grow their share of the market in markets outside China.
One Belt, One Road is an initiative launched and spearheaded by the People's Republic of China, focused on the Silk trade routes, then the maritime trade routes, looking at infrastructure investment, cultural exchange and trade development. It's since the announcement of the One Belt One Road initiative, there's been two significant milestones: the launch of the Silk Road Development Fund, the $40 billion investment fund into infrastructure, and also the coming together of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Thomson's role in terms of One Belt One Road, we provide critical intelligence, insight, information and news to everybody from governments, including policymakers, central banks, financial institutions, professionals and consumers. And as people are looking at the One Belt One Road initiative, clearly that intelligence and information to help them make decisions is critical. So Thomson Reuters is playing an absolutely essential role in guiding people as they start to look at what One Belt One Road can offer.